Hare Krishna. Okay. Who will sing Nana Shastra? Obeisances, Pranam to 6 Goswamis. So first of all, welcome to all the devotees for Friday. Today's Friday. Okay. Anybody can sing? Or do we wait for the devotees to come? I think I can just see only 18 devotees of now. I won't be able to speak. Okay. So is the recording going on? Or shall I? Okay. So, okay, recording. Anybody can chant these prayers, Nana Shastra? See in your book, or I can try for you. Anybody would like to volunteer? No. Doshna Mataji, you want to say? Saying no. Okay. So you see in your book, handbook, you have this prayer? Or I'll share with you otherwise. To go long. Just a minute. Krishna Priya Mataji, can you make me the host? I think I'm not the host, so I can share. Okay, now I'm the host. At least I can show you. To go all the way, introduction. Phew. I don't know. See, so much we have covered. I need one volunteer who can read these prayers. Anybody would like to give it a try?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Or
Yes, Prabhuji.
otherwise, I'll choose who's saying. Okay, anybody can try. I can't say it. Riya Madi, you try. Okay.
Prabhuji, that Sanskrit words?
Yes. In a melody, proper melody, not read. Try to sing it.
No.
Okay. Let us keep yourself muted. Let us recite it together. So let me recite it for you. Nana Shastra Vicharane Kanipuno Sattharma Sanstapako Lokanam Hitakarino Tribhuvane Manyo Sharanyakaro Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajana Nande Namattaliko Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopalako Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopalako. Can somebody read the meaning at least now? I think you can read the meaning. Priya Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Can I?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Riya, somebody was...
I offer my respectful... Yes, Prabhuji.
Please, go ahead.
They are worth taking shelter. They are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Radha and Krishna.
Can you read the full? I offer my respectful obeisances unto the 6 Goswamis. Can you read the full?
Okay. I offer my respectful obeisance into the 6 Goswamis, namely Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the three worlds, and they are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Radha and Krishna.
Okay. Hmm. So I hope we have more devotees now. We can start. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschatyadesh Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So welcome to all the devotees again. So let us have a quiz for the beginning just to break the ice. Let's have a quiz. So you can raise your hands. That's up to you, but it's up to me who I can choose, whether you raise your hand or not. But as part of your interest, you can raise your hands so we can see. Okay. So who can tell me the definition of sadhana bhakti? Do we have someone who can raise hand, or I can just choose? Or there's no negative marking for the wrong answer. Anybody can volunteer for anything. And but the reward is there if you answer well. The reward is there. So I'll make a point if Jaya Mata is there, even if she's not there, so I can ask her to give you one good gift. Mehak Mulani Mataji. Yes. Definition. What is sadhana bhakti? Mehak Mulani Mataji.
Actions of senses which produce a stage of bhava called sadhana bhakti, engaging our all senses into Krishna.
Perfect. Perfect answer. Engaging your senses in the service of Krishna, which produces bhava. Bhava means realization of Krishna. That's a bhava. Perfect answer. I didn't expect. I'm sorry, I didn't expect, but yeah, this is right on the nail. Who can tell the two types of sadhana bhakti? Not you. You can raise your hand, but I can choose anyone. What are the two types of sadhana bhakti? Oh, we have Komal Kundanani. Would you give a try?
Hare Krishna, Prema Bhakti, Bhav Bhakti.
Very good. Wrong answer. Two types of
Prabhuji, repeat the question.
No, now your chance is gone. So somebody can take a reward. So, Barkha Mataji. Yes, two types of sadhana bhakti.
Hare Krishna, Vedi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti.
Yes, correct. Vedi sadhana bhakti and Raganuga bhakti. Can somebody note down the names of devotees who are answering well, like correct answer? Who can? Komal Mataji? Komal Devi Mataji. Could you write the names who are giving correct answer? So first we had Mehak, then we had Barkha Mataji. Now, I think I got some quiz question. Let me see. So what is the qualification for coming into devotional service according to chapter 2nd? Qualification of coming into devotional service, eligibility. There was some discussion chapter 2nd. No. Okay, let me ask a slighter question. Say, okay, who can describe the 6 characteristics of pure devotion service? Bhavna is again correct. So Shraddha, okay. Now, 6 characteristics of devotion, pure devotion service. Characteristics, chapter 1. Who can tell? Do you know this Mehak Mataji? And she has done all preparation, right? She has read all the chapters with reference book, with all the PPTs she has gone through. So that's how she's so excited. Hitika Mataji, 6 characteristics of pure devotion service. Hitika Mataji, 6 characteristics of pure devotion service. Hmm. No, you can write it down otherwise. Shobha Mataji, we can't hear you, Hitika Mataji. So, Shobha Mataji, please.
Shobhana, moksha, bhagata krita, and Sri Krishna Akarshani, Sondrananda, Sandra.
You can tell me just meaning out if that is also possible. May not be just Sanskrit necessarily. The meaning. So far you're doing good.
Yeah, Sandranandana, and last is Sudurlabha. I remember the Sanskrit one.
You missed one. You've told the 5.
Sudurlabha.
You missed the first part. First one. Just a clue.
Kleshagni.
Kleshagni, yeah, correct.
Relief from material.
So far, Komal Mataji, we have got 3 winners. We have Barkha Mataji, Shobha Mataji, and Mehak Mulani Mataji. And let me see. Again, simple thing. So Komal Mataji would like to answer. The definition of pure devotion service. Sarup Lakshan. At least one, yeah, Sarup Lakshan.
It means like you surrender or complete surrender.
Very good, very good. Don't write your name there. This means a wrong answer. So,
May I, Prabhuji?
who is that? Okay, Kashish. I think you only, okay. Let me give a try to someone else. The definition of pure devotion service, only Sarup Lakshan. Just tell me 3 Sarup Lakshan. Very simple. Sindhi ma chayo, Hindi ma chayo, English ma chayo. Anything. Komal Kundanani Mataji, you are there.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anukulyana. Krishna Anushilanam.
Good. Anukulena, Anushilanam, and Krishna. Good, very nice. Correct answer. Now, who can tell the Tathastha Lakshan? This is the last question.
Keep
yourself
May I,
muted.
Prabhuji? May I, Prabhuji?
Komal Mati, you have to mute yourself. Now, who's may I? May I have already answered wrong. So let me give somebody else a chance. Narmata Lohana. Good. Tathastha Lakshan. It shows you are going to tell us the right answer. Narmata.
Nimarta Lohana. Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Anya Abhilashita Shunyam.
Tathastha Lakshan Mata. Tathastha. This we have already done. Sarup Lakshan. Oh.
Yes, Prabhuji, these are Tathastha Lakshan.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. You're right. Yeah, Narmata Mataji, you're right.
She's right.
She's right. I just
Thank you.
Anya Abhilashita.
Anya Abhilashita Shunyam.
Correct. What is the meaning?
May I, Prabhuji?
But yeah, she can be
That
counted.
I don't
Still.
remember right now, but I remember the words here.
Okay, still you're right because you have given the Sanskrit word. So Komal Mataji, she's correct. Now who can tell? You can fill in the blanks. Huh? I'll make a question with filling the blanks. I can have dash desires, but dash should be for Krishna. Filling the fill the blanks. I can have dash desires, but in regard to definition of pure devotional service, Anya Abhilashita Shunya verse, I can have dash desires, but
Can I?
dash should be for Krishna only. Then it is counted as pure devotional service.
May I?
No. Let me see who can other. Roshni
Prabhuji,
Kumari. Roshni Kumari. I can see Roshni Kumari. So you're filling the blanks. Just tell me two words. You can have dash desires.
Personal desire.
Correct. Other dash.
Motive
Good.
should be to serve
Correct.
Krishna.
Correct. We can have personal desires, Abhilasha, but Abhilashita, motive should be to serve Krishna with your personal desires. Okay. So far we have four winners or five winners. Roshni Mataji, we have Shobha Mataji, I guess. Yeah, Barkha Mataji, we have Mehak Mulani Mataji.
5, Prabhu Nimrata.
Okay, you make a point. Okay, Namrata Mataji. You make a point to inform Jaya Mataji. She can give some gift to all the devotees. So let us go forward. Anybody would like to say? Or you have still some desperation to answer? I can ask one more question. Who's desperate still? Thinking, this time I can answer. Let me give a last chance and again. So let me see a book. Who can explain the meaning of Anu? Anu. In the words Anukulena, Anushilan, I'm sorry. Meaning of Anu. Two meanings of Anu. Anushilanam, right? Varsha. Yes, Mataji. One meaning is, no, you raise your hand, let us know. Varsha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Bhakti is cultivation.
No, Anu, meaning of Anu. Two meanings of Anu. We discussed in the class. Prachi Mataji. She's not here. Prachi Mataji.
Bhakti should be favorable.
Okay. Seemal Sindhu Mataji. You have a hand raised up. Correct.
Favorable to Krishna, like favorable.
So, Shobha Mataji, you have answer? Or let me see who is other.
Intention, please, Krishna.
Very good. Wrong answer. I'm asking the meaning of Anu. Only Anu, nothing else.
May I, Prabhuji?
Who is may I?
It's Shobha.
Okay, now Shobha, you only tell.
Anu means following or Anu means constant?
Correct. Very good. Two meaning. Anu means following the parampara, and Anu means Anushilanam. Shila means cultivation, constant cultivation. Bhakti should be without interruption. No breaks. Okay, last question also. What are the major consideration in practice of Vedi Sadhana Bhakti? Two major consideration when one is practicing Vedi Sadhana Bhakti. There are two major consideration when one is performing it based on two things. Anybody? We have Daya Mataji here as well. Oh, yeah, please, Mataji. Okay,
Hare
you can.
Krishna.
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna. Guru's instruction and scriptures.
Guru and Sadhu, basically. Orders of the spiritual master and injunctions of the scriptures. Okay, good. So let us go forward for chapter number 3. You can open chapter number 3 in your book. I'll take up time. It's in here. Good. So now we are discussing the eligibility of the candidate for accepting devotional service. What is the qualification for accepting devotional service of the candidate? His eligibility or her eligibility. Can somebody read this? Can somebody read? Anybody?
From where, Prabhuji?
From one, the green portion and the
In
blue
the
portion.
starting?
Starting.
Okay. Eligibility of the candidate for accepting devotional service. On account of his association with Mahatmas or great souls 100% in the devotional service of the Lord, one may attain a little bit of attraction for Sri Krishna, but at the same time, one may remain very much attached to fruitive activities of and material sense enjoyment and not be prepared to undergo the different types of renunciation. Such a person, if he has unflinching attraction to Krishna, becomes an eligible candidate for discharging devotional service.
Next.
This attraction, this attraction for Krishna consciousness in association with pure devotee is the sign of great fortune. It is confirmed by Lord Chaitanya that only the fortunate person.
That's it. So what Prabhupada is saying here, who is the eligible candidate who has attraction for Krishna? Before we read the green part, let us read the first, the blue part. But at the same time, one may remain very much attached to fruitive activities, means worldly enjoyment, material sense enjoyment, and not be prepared to undergo the different types of renunciation. He may not be very much renounced, but he is very much attached. Such a person, if he has unflinching attraction to Krishna, in one of the lecture, Prabhupada is saying like this. The qualification for advancing a devotional service, if one can just appreciate Krishna consciousness, any of the activities of devotees or Krishna, he makes advancement in Krishna consciousness. So appreciation is the only qualification. And another name of appreciation is attraction to Krishna. Now we'll understand this sequential procedure, how one becomes attracted to Krishna. What's the science behind it? See, you may have seen as a preacher. Let me have one. You can see. I think I need to. I forgot how to cancel the screen sharing. Is it shared on the screen, everything?
No, Prabhuji. No, it's blank.
Okay. Maybe I'm confused.
No.
Okay. So you can see me now, right? Just a minute. Just a minute. I can show you something on the screen as well. Okay. Can somebody read this meaning? This is a proper definition, and Prabhupada has translated it in his own way. The person who has developed faith, can somebody read this? Or you can't see?
You cannot see, Prabhuji.
You cannot see. That's I'm confused. So screen sharing was lost. Just a minute. Okay, I didn't share the screen in the last. So you were reading from the book. I thought you were reading the highlighted. Okay, please. Can somebody read this?
May I?
Don't say may I, just read it. because I can't see anybody on the screen.
Okay.
Mhm.
The person who has developed faith in service the Lord by impressing arising from previous association with devotees,
Yeah.
who is not too attached to material object and who is not too detached, is qualified for Vedi Bhakti.
The person who has developed faith in serving the Lord means this faith means attraction. He has attraction. That's how he has a faith in serving the Lord. By impression arising from previous association with devotees, who is not too attached to material objects. There is some attachment, not too overly attached, and who is not too detached, is not very much renounced, is qualified for Vedi Bhakti. Now, let us discuss. Let me explain it to you. Okay, good. So you may have seen in your preaching, when you're preaching, and as a teacher, our job is to give opportunity. A preacher is supposed to distribute the mercy of Krishna. So his giving mercy of Krishna to others is like he's giving opportunity for people in general. Suppose you have a new outreach program. I think we can't see. So as a preacher, we are giving opportunities. So in one of the ways, how many ways are there to give the mercy of Krishna? How can we distribute the mercy of Krishna as a preacher? What are the ways? How can we give Krishna to others or Krishna's mercy? What are those? Yeah, Daya Mataji. In what ways?
There are so many, like giving book distribution, prasadam, and just gathering people and glorifying Krishna, and like indirectly or directly connecting things to Krishna so that they know about Krishna.
So
like these are some of
you
the ways.
mentioned some of the ways, like giving prasadam of Krishna, anything connected to Krishna, Krishna's Nirmalya. Somebody may give a book or spiritual knowledge, may give a lecture, may speak from a book, or may give a book directly, like Bhagavad Gita, any of Prabhupada's book, where Krishna's knowledge is there. Somebody may bring someone into a program. Somebody may just take darshan of Krishna. Or someone just might take prasadam. Maybe you, as a devotee, you may bring some prasadam and give to your family members. They may not be devotees. So there are many ways. So as a preacher, we are giving opportunity to the people in general. Now, two things are there: opportunity and receptivity. So as a preacher, we are giving opportunity to connect a person, to give some connection of Krishna to a person through prasadam, through knowledge, through deity worship, whatever. Now, the other part, receptivity of a person, the receiver's end. You might have seen when you're trying to preach to a devotee, they advance to different levels. Suppose in your class, somebody's leading a group or batch. So maybe 20 people are there, but their advancement is not on the same level as time passes. After 6 months or a year or 2 years, you might see these devotees are laughing too much. Lakshmi Mataji, Aishwarya Mataji, what's happening? Okay, it's distracting someone. You can laugh, but video closed. So there may be the receptivity on the part of the receiver's end depends on what? We have seen in the course of our preaching, some devotees advance very quickly. Some takes time for someone to understand the basic knowledge, to practice basic chanting, follow basic rules. For them, it's very difficult. They can't gather that strength. They don't carry that much determination to carry on with the devotion service, right? So you will observe why people are practicing on different levels, despite the Krishna consciousness given as a total, to all of them equally. Despite having equal opportunity, the receptivities on the part of the receivers is different. So what do you say? What is the reason? Why does it happen? if the preacher is equally distributing the mercy of Krishna, say you have a selected number of batch in your students in your batch, and you're trying to preach to them. We're giving the same class, but people are inspired differently with the same class. What is the reason?
Prabhuji, maybe pastime connection.
Maybe. Okay. What else?
Difference in interest.
Difference in interest.
Everyone has their own understanding level.
Have their own understanding level, but they all appears to be just a new devotee, on the same level, just like someone else, maybe in a batch, all on the same level, more or less. See, this is what Prabhupada explains. You all are correct. Devotional service is generally a continual process, is an ongoing process from the previous life. This is from the second chapter. Now, there is a term being called, is used here, Agyat Sukriti. Prabhupada explains in this Parbat, chapter 3, nobody can come to Krishna without being pious. One cannot have this faith or attraction, cannot have this basic faith that I should go to Krishna, even for my distress, for my problems, for in need of money, for being inquisitive, or for a wise person. We'll describe all these four kind of people. So piety is precursor, is before to faith. So first one becomes pious, and this piety is, see, bhakti is independent. Bhakti cannot be dependent on the material pious activities. One comes to bhakti because of devotional credit or pious activities which are related to devotion bhakti. Somebody is opening a hospital may come to devotion service because he has done a lot of pious deeds, good deeds in the eyes of the people. That's not an impetus to advance in bhakti. One comes to bhakti. This is a very wonderful thing. As a preacher, you can observe in the class, people are having different piety levels, because of a previous devotional connection. So we have seen devotees, even just 6 months, 1 year, they get initiated, they're chanting 16 rounds, taking part in preaching activities. They have very good knowledge base because they have done that in their past lifetime, previous lifetime. So that is the one consideration. Now, Prabhupada says here, even one doesn't have any piety before, no piety of previous life. Still, he can advance in devotional service with the association of the Mahatma. Now, one thing you must have seen in your material life as well when you're pursuing your career. What is the single most one thing if you have in terms of, I'm saying in terms of material career, profession, the kind of life you're looking for as a person? What is the single most thing if you have that which paves the way for smooth professional career or your material career in that sense? If you have that one thing, smoothly you can pave your way, you know what to do. Consistency. There are people, we have seen, I will come to this conclusion. We have seen people making a lot of hard works, but still they don't get the desired, result. So consistent has to be there, but there has to be one thing which is more important than consistency.
Time.
The association of the one who has already achieved that.
Sorry.
The association of the one who has already achieved that.
Even amongst association,
intentions.
I'm asking a material question. What will decide your future in your material life? Simple question. What do you need now? As simple as what do you need now? What will decide your material's future? What do you speak of? Spiritual life. Just keep it apart. From that example, we'll take it to the spiritual life.
Sincerity.
Future. Sincere. You are sincere. People are sincere. They don't get what they want. People are sincere. They are consistent. They are hardworking. What will decide your future?
Money.
Mercy. Mercy.
Mercy. Ooh. See, first we must
Money.
know knowledge. What do we? Okay. This is not very easy answer. This is just to make you think. What do you need now? Because most of the people lack this. How much advanced you will become in your life? How much you will grow in your life depends on what? The kind of guidance you have. It's not just a hard work. Hard work has to be there, obviously. The most important thing in the life is guidance. If you are being guided properly, people generally claim, I didn't have good guidance, so nobody was there to guide me, so I chose any career. Huh? So I ended up doing anything. So if you have good guidance in your material life, it's a probably good chances that you will have, and that person is very mature. He has gone through, that profession or maybe that sort of thing he's guiding you for. So he knows you exactly what are the loopholes, what are the challenges, and what you're going to achieve at the end of the destination. You find an end. So in spiritual life, the same principle applies because principles are universals. The kind of guidance you have in your spiritual life will decide how much you will grow in your spiritual life. So Lakshmi Madhuri, you have some question? You have a hand raised.
Prabhuji, why people do hard work but they don't, that is the result they want, they don't get? Why?
We'll describe in the end. Keep your question in the car park. We'll discuss that. So let's go with the flow for the time being. So the kind of guidance you have in your spiritual life will decide how much you will grow. So there are some basic needs of any human being. People want to grow, that's one of the basic needs. Everyone wants to grow in his life, career-wise, emotion-wise, that maturity. Everyone wants to grow in his life. That's a basic human needs. Everyone is striving to have some growth in his career, his overall demeanor, whatever. So in spiritual life also, the kind of guidance we have, the kind of association, it's not just association of devotees. Perhaps you have read this Nectar of Instruction book we have covered. So Prabhupada says what? In the second last paragraph. Do you have that book? NoD second. So Prabhupada writes, even one chooses spiritual master, his advancement will depend on the advancement of his guide, basically spiritual master even. So one, in the purport Sahit, so Prabhupada will talk about first class devotee, second class devotee, and third class devotee. I mean, Uttamadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and neophyte devotee. So the kind of guidance we have in association of devotees will decide your future in devotional service, how much you can go to Krishna. Because a mature, experienced, and advanced devotee can immediately give you the glimpse of Krishna, that connection with Krishna. He will relate everything in around with Krishna. He will always show you how Krishna exists for you. He will always guide you in a way that Krishna is there with you. He will always try to connect and see this situation from the perspective of Krishna. Basically, he'll make you more Krishna conscious. Why? Because he's himself Krishna conscious. So one who has Krishna can give you Krishna. So that is why it is said, coming closer to Krishna means what? Coming closer to Krishna means coming closer to the person who is close to Krishna, right? So in spiritual life also, we must aspire to find the advanced devotee. Obviously, as you make the gradations, generally you'll find so many neophyte devotees. We'll discuss who is neophyte, who is Madhyamadhikari, and who is Uttamadhikari devotee, who is eligible candidate for pure devotion service. Though these devotees will be rare, but they're even a moment of association of those devotees who are advanced, highly advanced devotees, can make you Krishna conscious very quickly and stably also. So the same line, let me go through of discussion. I'm confused. Okay. Now, this is just to give you the background of today's discussion, how Prabhupada will be following this So one has an attraction for Krishna because there's a piety before, from previous lifetimes and from this lifetime also, before coming to Krishna consciousness and association of devotees. Prabhupada writes here, this attraction for Krishna consciousness, some or other, all of the devotees who are sitting here, they have some attraction for Krishna. That's how they're coming for Bhakti Shastri. They are doing some devotional service, coming to temple for services. You're inspired to follow more rules and regulation, accepting rules and regulations to become more and more Krishna conscious. Now Krishna is saying to Uddhava, can somebody read this pink part? Krishna himself is saying to Uddhava.
In this connection, Lord Krishna says in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 20th chapter, verse 8, My dear Uddhava, only by exceptional fortune does someone become attracted to me, and if even one is not completely detached from fruitive activities or is not completely attached to devotional service, such service is quickly effective.
And here this exceptional fortune means here association devotees. Only by association devotees does someone become attracted to me. Krishna is saying himself to Uddhava. Now, three kinds of devotees. Can somebody read the first type? Devotees may be divided. Can somebody read this?
Devotees may be divided into three classes. The devotee in the first top uppermost class is described as follows. He is very expert in the study of the relevant scriptures, and he is also expert in putting forward argument in the term of those scriptures. He can very nicely present conclusions with perfect discretion, and he can consider the way of devotion service in the decisive way.
Decisive way. Okay. Good. You see here? If one is being guided by the expert, I'm just pointing the word expert here. I hope you can see the purple expert. So in the material field, we have expert guidance. Someone who is expert in those field can guide us. There's probably good chances we can excel well in those fields. Similarly, if we have the expert guidance of a person who is Uttamadhikari, this is the first class devotee, uppermost, the first class devotee. He's expert in knowledge of scriptures, in putting forward arguments in terms of those scriptures. Basically, he's expert in the scriptures. And he can very nicely present conclusions with perfect discretion. Discretion means carefulness, and can consider the ways of devotion service in a decisive way. Basically, he's very expert in putting forward arguments in terms of scriptures. He has knowledge of the scriptures. He's expert in the scriptures. And second thing is, I think I didn't highlight, but this is the portion. Second thing is about the first class devotee is, here we can start. He understands perfectly that ultimate goal of life, his objective is clear, is to attain to the transcendental loving service of Krishna. And he knows that Krishna is the only object of worship and love. So two things are there. He has a knowledge of scriptures. He's expert in the knowledge of scriptures. Second is, his objective is clear, is to please Krishna. Simple. Faith here means, when we say we should have faith in devotion service, faith here means the conviction in the goal. That the conviction is, I must please Krishna. That is the faith. Faithful devotee. Second class devotee. Now, so far we are discussing the categories, the gradations of eligible candidates in devotional service. First, we read the definition. What is the eligibility? Anybody who has a faith in devotional service, attraction devotional service. Now we are studying three gradation of eligible candidates who are engaged in devotional service. So first class is, he has knowledge of scriptures and he has faith in the objective. Faith in the objective means the goal is Krishna, to please Krishna. Second class devotee. He is not very expert in arguing on the strength of revealed scripture, but he has firm faith in the objective. Got this again? He has Second part, well on the track. Faith in the objective. The objective is Krishna, but he's not very expert in arguing on the strength of reveals. He's not very expert in scripture, basic knowledge of scriptures. So this is considered second class. Second class kind of eligible candidate of devotional service. He can still perform devotional service. Now the neophyte, the third class devotee, is one whose faith is not strong and who at the same time does not recognize the decision of the revealed scripture. He doesn't have both. He has a shaky faith and he doesn't have good knowledge of the scriptures. From the scripture, but who still has all faith in the objective. The neophyte has no firm faith in the objective. He's called a neophyte devotee. Same thing again. Now, Prabhupada is saying about those people who are neophyte devotee. Such beginners can be elevated to the second class. This is what we're trying to come to the second class and the third class. You become Uttamadhikari. This is the aspiration. If they associate with the pure devotees. So when we talk about association devotees, we respect everyone. We respect all the devotees. And we associate with few and we follow one. That's a principle. Now, the same thing. In our association of devotees, our advancement will be decided who is guiding us and how much that person is Krishna conscious. Usually it is said a person is the average of, five people he's surrounded by. Just for example. If, I don't know, say about, say, I don't know who is Devika Mataji, I don't know one. So if I want to know about Devika Mataji, without asking her question, what is the best way? What kind of Mataji is there? What kind of devotee she is there? Or materially, spiritually, anyway, in any way. I just had five best friends she's mostly associating with. I can ascertain her level of consciousness in devotion service, obviously, and in our same principle lies to your profession, whatever. So man is generally an average of 5-6 person he's mostly associating with. So that is why it is said one should look for his association. We might have association devotees, but the more advanced devotees are we associating with, sincere devotees we are associating with, it will give us more impetus to advance in devotional service. Okay, so far you have any question on the same? Then I'll summarize.
Prabhuji,
How
can we in our surrounding, how can we differentiate that he's a Uttamadhikari, he's a Madhyamadhikari, or he's a Kanishthadhikari? Without we don't know that he has knowledge of scripture or not. Someone has asked me this question, but I don't know I haven't said I answer correctly or not, but I want to know about this.
Obviously, even without hearing from him, there's one characteristics which I think Prabhuji only mentioned yesterday, the sign of a gentleman. Does someone remember? Sign of a gentleman, a Krishna conscious devotee, sign of a Krishna conscious devotee. Prabhuji yesterday only, Shona Dishipu mentioned. I'm taking it for granted. I think, is that clear? Is my voice breaking? I can see many of these screens rapidly changing and turning up and turning down, turning off rapidly. Perhaps I can see at least. So, what is the sign of a gentleman, Krishna conscious person? Advanced devotee. I'll give you one more characteristics, even without hearing from that person. Just from the gestures, just having a look. I mean, it's not absolute, but this is one aspect of it. We can see from his actions. So does someone remember?
Prabhuji, who is very humble, humiliating?
Very good. Wrong answer. So Prabhuji mentioned who doesn't put others into conveniences, sorry. Doesn't bother others, disturb others.
Hamsa, right?
Who doesn't criticize others, blaspheming
Obviously,
others?
obviously, yeah. This is another sign. See, when someone who has become advanced, this is a logical thinking. Someone has become advanced. He is advanced in devotion service because he's associating with Krishna all the time, right? He has association of Krishna. Who's making him advanced? Obviously, it is the association of Krishna. We categorize this as advanced, this is highly advanced, this is neophyte, because of their association with Krishna. How he's being guided by Krishna within, and how he's carrying that internal potency given by Krishna. One who is associating with Krishna and has become advanced, he will reflect those symptoms of Krishna, of his association, because whosoever you associate with, you will imbibe their qualities, right? Just like one example, Krishna is very jolly. He'll be also jolly. Krishna is all positive. He'll be very positive in life. He will be always remembered by Krishna. So one is external traits and one is internal traits. Obviously, he's always absorbed in Krishna, and Krishna consciousness is oozing out of him. How many times he quotes Krishna. So the external symptoms, okay, he doesn't put other into conveniences. Okay, you can see that. But while talking to the person, how much a person potency a person has, how can you judge it? By coming in contact with that person, how much Krishna conscious you become, you feel. Getting a point? So how much potency one has depends on when you suppose how much potent a preacher has become. So when he approaches or goes to any place, how much he can affect the environment atmosphere there. People can really just by seeing him become Krishna conscious. That's what Mahaprabhu gave one definition of a Vaishnava, who reminds others of Krishna, is the advanced devotee. So one of the symptoms is a devotee who's carrying the Shakti of Krishna. Krishna Shakti bina nahi tara parivartan. One who doesn't have Shakti of Krishna cannot change anyone's heart. And by coming in contact with a person, if you feel you are becoming more Krishna conscious, and that association should be sought. To the degree he can make you more quickly or more in an effective way Krishna conscious, that person is advanced. So it depends on how he can make other Krishna conscious with this potency of Krishna. Okay. Now let us go forward. Anybody has any question? So a potent preacher can infatuate, can affect the atmosphere with this potency given by Krishna. Let us go forward. So we must aspire to be advanced devotee. So to be advanced devotee, we should have at least one fast. One fast, which is very, very much encouraged. That fast from criticizing others. Because this is the thing which can impede your devotion service. Hamper, basically, advancement in devotion service. Offenses to the devotees. So when one has this tendency of blaspheming others, criticizing others, so that tendency is applied to the devotees as well. And that impedes one's devotion service. So we should have, all the devotees should have one fast, maybe for Kartik, for Ekashi, for all the time to come. This is criticism fast. Fast from criticizing other devotees. See, why do we criticize other devotees? Because there's no substance. There's no substance of glorification of the Lord. One has not read enough, heard enough about the glorification of the Lord. So he can't see the devotees from the proper perspective. Obviously, there's a constructive criticism. There's a destructive one as well. But we know what is harm for us, destructive one. So one should have this fast all the life. Criticism fast. Don't criticize the devotees. So Prabhupada says here, this is the way of elevating oneself. Before that, Prabhupada talks about four people, four kinds of personalities. So Gajendra, he was in distress. He approached the Supreme Lord and he got the mercy of the Lord. Then Dhruva, he was in need of money. So he approached the Supreme Lord and he gave up all material desires. He got the mercy of the Lord in that sense. Then the third example is given. So you know this verse, four kinds of people who approach Krishna. You know this verse? Chaturvida bhajante mam.
No, Prabhuji.
The four kinds of people they approach Krishna. Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita. Jana Subhito.
Yes, don't remember the words.
Sundar Kumar, you
Words
have
याद नहीं है.
okay, good. Sundar Kumar, you have a hand raised. You have something to say? Please.
Prabhu, I have a question regarding criticism.
Criticism.
Actually, sometimes like we have Krishna conscious friends, and like sometimes we do seva together, and like sometimes do any seva or like anything in Krishna consciousness. So sometimes we like if our friend is not doing like we are feeling this is not correct way. So we sometimes like advise them or even say them in a harsh words like why did you do that, and you must do in that way, not in this way, and this kind of things. So is it a criticism or it's just like I mentioned we have Krishna conscious friends, not like we have a seniors, but like they are still Krishna conscious.
I got your answer. I got your answer. Oh, sorry, question. See, everything depends on trust and relationship. The kind of relationship and trust we have amongst your Krishna conscious devotee friend. Within that bond of relationship, other person can understand you. In general way, Krishna says truth should be spoken, but palatably. Okay. Not just for the interest of others, okay, for benefiting others, that has to be there, but should be spoken palatably. So one must have that sensitivity, how one will take, because when we are giving a feedback, the important consideration is a person should improve. If after giving a feedback, the person is not improving, there's no point of giving feedback, right? So the important consideration is how what will happen, what will work for this person to improve in his past life, in his life, even as a devotee. So the basic answer is there can be ways and means. There can be individual and relative discussion on that. It's personal discussion on that. But the principle here is based on relationship and trust. One can have that exchange. But the most basic thing which must be there in any relationship for it to exist is the respect. If there is no respect, there can be no question of trust. There can be no question of love. So respect in that sense is precursor to love. You can't respect a person, and so there's no point of loving that person. So basic point is respect has to be there. Okay, and the ways and means are how you convey. This is science of communication. Okay, Sundar ji, आगे बढ़े. We can take you if you have more questions.
Sure,
Such beginners can be elevated to second class, first class if they associate with the pure devotee. Again, association with the pure devotees. You get this point. So same thing. What will decide our future in devotional service? Association with the pure devotees. We must seek after advanced or highly advanced devotees. So we were discussing about the four kinds of pious personalities, which Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. Those who are in need of money, they come and approach Krishna. Those who are in need of, who are in distress, they come and approach Krishna. And those who are inquisitive, they have questions about life. And the fourth one is the wise, who has knowledge of scriptures, and he's looking for Krishna. Four kind of people, they come and approach Krishna. The example of who is in distress is Gajendra. He was in distress. He approached Krishna. He got the mercy of Krishna. The second example is given of Dhruva. He was in need of money. He wanted a father's kingdom. She approached Krishna and he got the mercy of Krishna, became purified, and declined to accept any material benediction. The third person who approached Krishna who are inquisitive, the sages of Naimisharanya. That example there. Perhaps you will read further in the Bhagavatam. And the four Kumaras, they were the wise person. They were already liberated. They approached Krishna. So now, Prabhupada is saying, they all achieved the association of a pure devotee and they became pure devotee themselves. That is the principle. One becomes pure by pure guidance of a pure devotee. Prabhupada is saying that is a way of elevating oneself. In whatever condition one may be, if one is fortunate enough to associate with the pure devotees, then very quickly, you're right there. Can you see the screen here?
No, Prabhuji.
No.
No.
So you can come to, no, you can't see.
No.
Oh,
No. But Prabhuji, it's on page number 34, second paragraph.
oh. I don't know what is happening with me. I often forget to share it. Okay. If one is fortunate enough to associate with the pure devotee, then very quickly he's elevated to second class or first class. And then Prabhupada describes the four kinds of person who approach Krishna. In need of money, distressed. You will read in 7th chapter, which is coming for you in Bhakti Sastri. Need of money. People come to Krishna in need of money and in distress. And third, when they're inquisitive. And fourth one is those who are wise. So they have the knowledge of scriptures. So without pious activities, so these people are called pious, those who come and approach Krishna, because they have some credit of piety in their previous life. That's how they're coming to Krishna. If one is not pious, this is how you will see. You can see people in general also. If one is not coming to Krishna, even for mitigation of his distress, that means he lack those piety. So Prabhupada is writing the same thing. Without pious activities, if a person is in a distress condition, he becomes agnostic or communistic or something like that. Basically, one who lacks piety, he doesn't come and approach Krishna. He wants to find his own solution. Now, this is the fourth one of four personalities who are pious. These are the pious people. They have previous devotional credits. After reading this, I'll explain to you everything, summarize everything so far, what we have done, or how we are flowing into this purpose. Can somebody read this?
A wise man who becomes attached to Krishna does not want any return from him, either in the form of relieving distress or in gaining money. This means that from the very beginning, his basic principle of attachment to Krishna is more or less love.
So after the four personalities, Artho, Arthati, Jigyasu, and Jnani. This is called Jnani. Wise man means Jnani. Artho means in need of, who is in distress, basically. Arthati means who is wanting money from Krishna. And Jigyasu means he's wanting knowledge from Krishna. He's Jigyasu. He's innocent, but he's still on the material platform. So the Jnani means because he has high amount of pious credit, Agyata Sukriti, pious devotional credits, pious Sukriti or piety related to devotion. So he becomes attached to Krishna. And he does not want anything returned from Krishna. So this means that from the very beginning, his basic principle of attachment to Krishna is more or less love. This is a devotee seeking after. On one who is inquisitive, maybe a little above the distressed, and the man in need of money. Two kind of personalities, right? So third one who is inquisitive, maybe a little more advanced from distress, and a man in need of money. But still he is on the material platform. But a wise man who seeks Krishna, the fourth category, perfectly well that he is spirit soul, Brahman, and that Krishna is a supreme spirit soul. Basically, his objective is clear. So now, it can be concluded that a person who is freed from the bodily concept of life is eligible candidate for pure devotion service. This is a conclusion. So let me summarize you so far what we've done with PPTs, right? Okay, I hope you can see the screen, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
See, so far what we have done is we have described you the definition of describe the eligibility of the candidate for accepting devotion service, who has a faith for Krishna, who's neither too much attached, not so much attached to, overly attached to sense gratification, and nor who is overly detached, who has not become dried, in that sense. So this is the eligibility. Mercy of a devotee, because of the mercy of devotee, one will have some faith or attraction for Krishna, and he's not overly attached to material life. He has some attachment. So one who's attached to material life, he can begin devotion service. He's an eligible candidate. And he's not overly detached also. Not very renounced, nothing. I don't want anything of the worldly things. So basically he's attached. He has some attachment for devotion service. This we have read. And on account of association with the Mahatma, he becomes 100%, he becomes a pure devotee. He gets this, attraction for Krishna. So he has attraction for Krishna on account of Mahatma, great soul, but at the same time, he is attached to worldly things. Okay. Now, so far, after this, we studied the 3 categories of eligible candidates in devotion service. And now by these 3 categories, we get to know how to advance in spiritual knowledge. Okay, we'll describe that. Uttama Bhakta means he has a faith in the objective. Objective is to please Krishna. He's convinced that is a faith. Faith means conviction that one must please Krishna. And he has a knowledge of scriptures. Sorry. There's a call. And he has an sorry. I don't know, somebody's calling me and there's no point, I think. So, Uttamadhikari means he has faith in the objective to please Krishna and he can convince others. Madhyamadhikari means he can't defeat opposing opinion, doesn't have much faith, but is convinced about the goal to please Krishna. Kanishtadhikari means he has a weak faith and he cannot offer, doesn't have good knowledge of scriptures. So by reading this, what we get to know is to advance in devotion service, we must gain scripture knowledge and we must be clear about our faith, which is we must increase our attraction for Krishna. That is. So as we increase our attraction for Krishna, advance in gaining more knowledge, so we become more advanced. And this happens by the association of an advanced devotee. He can convince us. Now we read about the further classification of neophyte. Before one begins devotion service, there is a connection to devotion service. Before one begins for pure devotion service, there's only a connection. How does one come to devotion service? So Artho, Gajendra? He was an elephant, he prayed to Krishna. Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Yeah, Gajendra.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So sages at Naimisharanya, they had the question and they were inquiring from Sutta Goswami. This you will read in Bhakti Vaibhav, the later Bhagavatam, 1st canto. So the 4 examples of neophyte devotees are mentioned. So piety before attraction for Krishna. So one has a pious devotion credit so that they can come and approach Krishna. They approach Krishna actually. Amongst all the pious 4 people, the wise person, the Jnani, is more advanced among the 4 because he's not in the bodily conception. Jnani means he understands that he's not this body, he's spirit soul. This is the basic realization of a Jnani person. His goal may be initially for merging into impersonalism, but because of the association of the devotees, if the goal becomes Krishna, then becomes a pure devotee. This we have read already. So this is the Jnani. Basically, a wise person means a Jnani person. He becomes attached to Krishna because of association. Now, can somebody read this? Prabhupada mentions in the purport the same thing.
Without being elevated. Without being elevated to the position of a Gyani or wise man, one cannot stick to the principle of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It can be concluded that a person who is free from the bodily concept of life is an eligible candidate for pure devotional service.
So basically, a wise man or Gyani means he doesn't believe that. He knows that he's not a body, he's a soul. And now the conviction that he has is Krishna is the goal. In one time, I read one Prabhupada. I was hearing Prabhupada's lecture. Prabhupada says, if you simply chant Hare Krishna, you will come out of bodily concept of life. Simply by chanting Hare Krishna. You will realize you're not this body, you are a soul. Now, this is the almost discussion of this chapter. Now, a Gyani person doesn't, a devotee, pure devotee doesn't want Bhakti and Mukti. Bhakti means material enjoyment, and Mukti means he doesn't want to become one with the Lord. So chapter 3rd and 4th onwards is following the same concept. So there are many quotations, many verses which Rupa Goswami has quoted, and Prabhupada has given the translation of the verses. So basically, a devotee doesn't care for liberation. Can somebody read this? Or one or two purport we can just read, and we can conclude with this discussion. Yes.
Hare Krishna, may I?
Please.
A pure devotee never cares for liberation. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prayed to Krishna, my dear son of Nanda, I do not want any material happiness in the shape of many followers, nor immense opulence in wealth, nor any beautiful wife, nor do I want cessation from material existence. I may take birth many times one after another, but what I pray from you is that my devotion unto you may always remain unflinching.
Okay. So basically, this is the prayers of the Lord Chaitanya, Shistashkam. And I don't want any wealth, no beautiful wife, nor do I want cessation of from material existence. Basically, doesn't want liberation. Birth after birth. I just want pure devotional service to lotus feet of Krishna. So this is what Bil Mangal Thakur says. If I'm engaged in devotional service unto you, my dear Lord, then very easily can I perceive your presence everywhere. By devotional service, one can perceive the presence of Krishna everywhere. As far as liberation is concerned, I think liberation stands at my door with folded hands, waiting to serve me. So liberation is, mukti is, waiting to serve the devotees. Please accept me. But a pure devotee doesn't accept liberation because he wants just the service of devotee. And again, he says, Lord Kapila says to his mother Devati, the pure devotees are charmed by seeing my different form in the form of deities, the beauty of my face, the structure of my body, so enchanting, my laughing, my pastimes, my glance appear to them so beautiful that their minds are always absorbed in the thoughts of me, of Krishna. So they don't want any liberation because they are absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna. So here liberation means what? Mukti means merging into impersonal Brahma Jyoti of Krishna. Is it as if like you have your individuality, but the example, like, you're packed in a one room and you have to stay in that room all the time. There's no engagement there. There's no service. So devotee doesn't want that. He wants to serve Krishna. One who attains this is called Sayujya Mukti, basically, liberation. Is liberated from the cycle of birth and death. But again, because there's no engagement there, one falls down again, this material world. So basically, chapter 3rd and chapter 4 is following the same concept. Same quotes on the liberation. Even you will see, I think I can see one quotes on liberation. 5 kinds of liberation? Somebody knows that? 5 kinds of liberation. Yes, no. At least say no. Can you see the screen?
I know.
Good. So basically, out of all the 5 kinds of, okay, let me If you can tell, this Daya Mataji. Who's that? Daya Mataji? Correct. With your voice, we could hear.
I don't
Tell me.
remember exactly.
Yeah.
I don't remember the Sanskrit term, but I remember the like meaning. So number one is the one who want to like get the same type of opulence. Sayuj Loka something and Samipya, I don't know terms. One
Samipya.
is Samipya. Someone who want same same body as Lord has. And third is someone want the same one is lok, some is opulence and सेम लोक मतलब एक ही लोक में जाना चाहता है, एक वो है, एक चीजें जो लग्जरीज है वो हासिल करना चाहता है, दूसरी वो है, और तीसरी है बॉडीली जो भी उसका कॉन्सेप्ट है, सेम बॉडी हासिल करना चाहता है, थर्ड वो है, the other two I don't remember.
Yeah,
And
show
the fourth
okay.
one is the, who want to merge into.
Okay.
And the fifth one is to gain personal association with me.
Okay. You can write it down if possible. Sarupya Mukti means having the same bodily feature like the Lord. Sarupya Mukti, right? One will look like Lord, right? 4 hands. And Salokya Mukti means he's residing on the same planet on the Lord as a Lord, basically Vaikuntha planet. Sarupya, Salokya, that Loka. Sarupya means that Rupa. Sarupya, Salokya. Third is Samipya. He will be always staying close.
Yeah, Prabhuji, Sanukya.
Okay. Samipya, Sarupya.
Sarupya. Huh.
Okay. Can somebody post in the group, There are others you can write in the group, okay?
Page number 44 पे सब लिखी हुई हैं.
Okay. We have it on 34?
Page
I
number
have
44.
it on my notebook.
Okay.
Prabhuji, I have shared the picture in the group.
I'll just tell you. Okay, good, done. So Sarupya, Samipya, Sastri means same, having the same opulence as Krishna, and Saijya. Saijya means last, is merging into Krishna's impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Now, devotee doesn't want any liberation of these 5 kinds. Is it a bad idea? Living on the same planet as the Lord on the Vaikuntha? Is it a bad idea? It's not good. What do you say? You're living in near Samipya, you're living near to the Lord. You're always with the Lord. And devotee doesn't want that. What do you say? A devotee is living near to the Lord, always seeing the Lord himself, and doesn't want that. See, same thing, understand the principle. Do you want to go back to Godhead? Yes, Barkha, you want to go back to Godhead?
Yes. Yeah.
Why you want to go back to Godhead? I'm asking Barkha. Who said yes? Who said yes? Why you want to go back to Godhead?
To serve Krishna.
To serve Krishna. So can't you serve Krishna in the material world?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
That's why devotee doesn't want liberation.
So if somebody can serve in Pakistan, does he need to go to foreign to serve Krishna there?
No way. I can serve in Pakistan also.
You can serve in Pakistan because if your motive is to serve Krishna, you just need the service, not the place, Getting a point?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So should we? So devotee does devotee want to go back to God and to Krishna? No, because see, there are 2 things. One is Krishna is taking you back to God, right? And second is I'm wanting to go there. There are 2 different things. Getting a point? Liberation is given to you by Krishna. Okay, now I'll take you back to Krishna. You have served me so much in the material world. Let me now take you in my Goloka Vrindavan. So, although Prabhupada will write in the purpose here, these muktis, 4 kinds of muktis, they're not against the idols of devotional service, but they still that tinge of abhilash, that tinge of. So having a mukti like Samipya living near to the Lord is not against the pure devotional service, but still, it's not the against the idols of the bhakti, but still there is that tinge of, I want to go back to Godhead because now I'm fed up with this material world. There is that tinge. I want to go. Please, Krishna, take me. There's so much suffering here. I don't like Krishna. You're giving me so much suffering in the material world. Please take me out from this material world. There's a tinge, basically. So when a devotee becomes more advanced, he doesn't want to go back to Godhead. He only prays, Lord, wherever you keep me, you think best, you keep me there. Just allow me your devotional service. I'm simply satisfied with the devotional service. And if this is what Prahlad Maharaj prays to the Nrsimhadev, if you want to give me any benediction, then give me only one blessing, that I may not have any material desires. And this is part of the material desires, that I want to go back to Godhead. It's considered still my own selfish interest. Because if Krishna wants me to be in the material world, in the situation, serve Krishna, let me go through. So there are two things. The God is omniscient. Krishna knows everything, omniscient. And the God is omnipotent. He's capable of doing everything. So how should we see the arrangement of Krishna in our life is, if God knows everything about me and he's capable of doing everything for me, but still, if Krishna is not intervening, or as you feel like is not intervening in my life and arranging what I want, it means Krishna has a plan for you. Because Krishna means he knows your situation, what you're going through, and he's capable of, arranging your situation, sorting out your situation. He can do that, but he's not doing that because he has a higher plan for you. Krishna wants us to go through that to grow in life. So unless we go through something, we'll never grow through. Getting a point? So unless you go through that, Krishna knows, unless you go through that situation, you will never grow through that situation. So go through and grow through. Okay? So a devotee doesn't want any liberation, because the desire for personal emancipation is still, salvation is still the desire, material desire. I want to go. If Krishna is taking me, that's Krishna's wish. That's a surrender. Krishna is taking me back to Godhead, if he desires. So there are two different. I'm wanting it, or Krishna is giving me that. Now the last thing is, so those who are people who the, I think just we can read from the slide, then we will end the discussion for the day. So, can somebody read this? Vakunta to Krishna Loka. No, it's not shared.
No.
Yes, can somebody read this? I can see Hitika Madhij on the screen. Can you read this? If your mic is okay.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody can try. Give it a try.
Krishna.
Please read. Can you see the screen now?
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Shraddha.
Out of many kinds of devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the one who's attracted to the original form of the Lord Kanhaiya in Vrindavan is considered to be the foremost first class devotee. Such a devotee is never attracted by the opulences of Vaikunya or even of Dwarika, the loyal city where Kanhaiya ruled. The conclusion of Sri Rupa Goswami is that the devotees who are attracted by the pastimes of the Lord in Gokula or Vrindavana are the topmost devotees.
So basically here Rupa Goswami is telling those who are engaged in the pastimes of, who are there in the pastimes of the Lord in the Vrindavan, they are the topmost devotee. And this I missed it. Can somebody else read this? This is not Kanhaiya, this is Krishna. It's somehow misspelled. Not misspelled because Sanskrit into English. Can somebody read this? This is important.
Some of the
Some of the
liberated
liberated
persons
persons who have achieved these 4 stages of liberation may also develop affection for Kanhaiya and be promoted to the Goloka Vrindavana planet in the spiritual sky. In other words, those who are already promoted to the Vaikuntha planets and who possess the 4 kinds of liberation may also sometimes develop affection for Kanhaiya and become promoted to Kanhaiya Loka.
This is called Krishna, not Kanhaiya Lok. This is Krishna. Somehow it is Sanskrit in English. So basically, those who have even got the personal liberation of 4 kinds, Samipya, Sarupya, which we discussed, they are also attracted to the pastimes of Golok Vrindavan. And it said, those who are engaged in the pastimes of Golok Vrindavan, they are the topmost devotees. So they are devotees in the Vaikuntha, they are also devotees, but the devotees in Vrindavan Leela, they are considered to be topmost devotees of Lord. That's a final culmination verse. Yes. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered that Prithivite, all over the world, as many towns and villages are there, my name will be established there. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we are trying to do that. So his name should be established does not mean that they should remain as Yavanas or Malechas. Simply they should know Lord Chaitanya. No. Actually, the fact is that everyone should be elevated to the position of Vaishnava. This is the heart of a devotee. Any person who's properly initiated into Vaishnav cult, suddenly I have to again. Somebody's calling me and disturbing me this time. So it's an unknown number. Anyhow, I don't know. Is the same one? I think we'll leave that because it's a next part of discussion. We'll leave that quote. And we'll now discuss some questions. So do you have any question? See, initially we should have desire to go back to God. Back to God. There has to be some goal. But as you make more advancement, the goal will be that I don't want even back to God. I want to serve Krishna. So initially there has to be some goal. So sadhana means there has to be some goal. I want the association of Krishna. So when you become so advanced in devotional service, you will desire, I don't want any material desires. I just want service and service of Krishna. Okay, any question? Criticism. Somebody has this question of criticism, criticizing other devotees. Who had this question? Or giving a feedback to devotee? I think you can't see me. Giving a feedback to the devotees in general. Okay. I think Sundar Prabhu is not there. Any other question?
I'm here, Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Okay. So I think we answered your question. Was it okay? There's a
Yeah,
sensitivity involved and trust and relationship is also there in that relationship. Based on that bond of relationship, one can say some things beyond the normal etiquette. Just please.
But Prabhu, I need a little bit more satisfaction. Like sometimes we use harsh words like in anger, or I don't know, it's a maya, or it's a just we consider it's a friendship and nothing like seniorship and or something else. So we talk in anger and this creates some doubts, like if we are doing something wrong, or like we can say them if they are not doing in the right way any seva, and so we can say them like even in anger, or like you said respect is must, but sometimes it's a friendship, so and it's maybe prabhav of maya, so
I know if I got your question well, but sometimes it's a service to correct devotees, but there's some principle attached to it. Sometimes it may be a service to correct a devotee as part of his service. Service can be it's very wide, it's very vast thing to understand. Sometimes it is a service to take service from others, right? as those who are senior devotee, particularly in the temple. Their service to accept service from other, right? A devotee doesn't want service, but for them, for some people, for some devotees, especially sannyasis and guru, for them it's taking service from other is a service, right? Accepting someone's service, somebody is giving me prasadam, serving a prasadam, is also a service for them. Now, in terms of correcting a devotee, particularly, too much chastising, too much beyond the limit, too much correcting, or busting out your anger on that one person. It all depends upon the advancement of a person who's correcting other devotee. Otherwise, usually it is seen that it is an expression of one's false ego. One is trying to correct others. Usually, if it is not with that idea or attitude of improving a person whom you're correcting. Usually too much anger, too much busting out on a person is usually a sign of false ego. And the case of, you will find the classic case, Daksha, Shiva, and Sati, right? When the Sati was wanting to go to Daksha, because Daksha had arranged one sacrifice which Sati wanted to go. And she approached her husband, Shiva. Lord Shiva told, and I'm giving you classic examples of how a person should deal with other person without devotee. And Lord Shiva is, by the way, the master of false ego, perhaps you know, from the Bhagavatam. He's a controller deity of the predominating deity for these false ego as well. The problem of the Sati was when she goes to the father, she behaves as if she's the wife of Lord Shiva. But when she approaches, she's with the Shiva, she behaves as if she's a daughter of Daksha. She didn't have her stand. She would speak as if too much attached to Daksha. When in the company of Lord Shiva, she will show her that material side of attachment. Basically, she didn't have any stand. But how Lord Shiva dealt with Sati when she approached Lord Shiva, and that my father has organized a sacrificial performance, so I must go there. All my friends, all the demigods, they're going there. I must also go there. Lord Shiva didn't tell Sati that, no, you should not go there. I'll lock you in the room. You know, how can you go? He foretold the future also. If you go there, these will be the repercussion, ramification. This will be the repercussions. You will not be able to hear my blasphemy from your father, and ultimately you will end up giving your body. Basically, you will give up your body. He told that conclusion. So now, in terms of giving guidance and correcting a person, we should explain what are the repercussions, pros and cons of a situation. This is what we can do at the best. Just like Prabhuji also yesterday, give them an option. Giving them options. So this is the pros and cons side of this option, giving them option. But never a point Lord Shiva forced her, right? Her own Sati, wife, knowingly that if she goes there, she will die. Despite knowing that, he didn't force her. So that should be an attitude of a devotee. We should clarify the options, never force a devotee. Sometimes too much criticizing, correcting a devotee is outburst of false ego. So Lord Shiva, by his own example, is teaching us how to approach, guide a devotee, basically. Okay, there can be so much discussion on this, but just to give you an example, our anger should not be coming out of the false ego. So a person should not improve. Any other questions so far? Let's have a little discussion. Okay, any other question? And the time is already there, 9:35. So tomorrow is the Prabhupada's Disciplines Day here in Vrindavan here, and a lot of Prabhupada disciples are coming. Hope you can also watch them online. Tomorrow there'll be glorification of Prabhupada by his Prabhupada disciples. I think 8 a.m. onwards, IST, 8:30 onwards or something. So usually Loknath Swami Maharaj starts with the Jayanilo Premadam prayers. Okay, so far we have discussed the eligibility of devotion service today. the three kinds of eligible gradation of eligible candidates, 4 kinds of further qualification, those who come to devotional service, Artho, Arthatik, Jigyasu, and Jnani. And then we discussed a devotee doesn't want liberation. And then we discussed those who are liberated devotees also, they are also aspiring to go to Krishna Loka. And of all the devotees at the land, we discussed of all the devotees of the Lord, the devotees of the Vrindavan, they are the topmost devotees. They are considered to be the topmost devotees of the Lord. So this was a discussion in the chapter 3 and chapter 4. And perhaps we have, Mataji, we have a class, Krishna Priya Mataji, on Sunday. I'm very unfortunate that I cannot have your association much in the future, but I can still be available for, will be available for 2 classes on Sunday and I think on Monday. Do we have?
Yes, Prabhu.
So I'm sorry to bother your schedule because Sunday you might have different plan. But 28th onwards, I have my own schedule, which I have to go through. Okay, wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Jai
Thank
Krishna
you so
Prabhupada.
much.
Jai Jai Gaur Premanande. Hare Hare.
Discuss Rasaal Prabhu ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Babuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.